Welcome to the Rustic Garden Homestead. This video is all about growing corn. We're going to grow 80 to 100 stalks of corn plants, in a 4-foot by 8-foot space. In a home garden, you can really plant it about 6 inches apart, 15 centimeters. I'm going to go over that with you. And just one quick tip, there's no need to buy corn transplants. It's just a waste of money. We're putting in, again, 80, 100 corn seeds. You don't want to buy transplants for that. This front portion of the video was shot 6 days after the rest of the video that you're going to see in a second. The corn is already up. Let me show you that, and we'll get started with how you plant a nice big rectangle of corn, nearly 100 plants in your home garden. This is the 4-foot by 8-foot space that's overgrown. You'll see that in a second. And we're going to plant it up with corn. 6 days later, it's already up and germinating. So there's no need to buy the transplants like I was saying. In about 6 days, with the warmth of summer approaching, your corn's going to germinate quickly and it's really going to take off. All right, let's get started with how you plant corn in a 4-foot by 8-foot garden. This is the bed we're going to clean up and we're going to plant corn. It's 4 feet by 8 feet. It's going to be plenty of corn, for my needs. Now, I didn't plant corn last year. I've planted it several times in a 4-foot by 4-foot space, closely together, grew well. Raccoons come in and eat it before I can. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to manage that, but I wanted to give corn, another shot. So the whole key with corn is that it's wind pollinated. It gets the big tassel up top, the wind blows, the pollen falls into all the silks. If you just did a straight line or two and the wind blew this way, all the pollen's gonna get blown away. So your corn's not gonna get pollinated. So you wanna do a rectangle or a square or even a circle, some, shape that when the wind blows, the pollen will fall to the silks of the corn. Second thing that's really important is that corn is a heavy feeder. And typically you plant corn 8 inches apart in a row, a little bit more, and then between rows you want 2 feet or more. And that spaces them out well, and they don't overly compete for resources. In a space like this, I'm gonna be planting the corn about 6 inches apart in all directions. So I'm gonna really want to up the nutrients in the soil, use water-soluble fertilizer more often, and I'll go over all those steps with you through the video, to ensure that the plants are getting the nutrients they need to grow. The other thing that's important is today is May 24th. The soil is warmed up. Corn likes warm soil. It's gonna grow really quickly. That's my pup Willow. And that's all you really need to do. It can blow over too in the wind. So I'm going to set up a structure to help support that. I'll show you how to build that. First thing I'm going to do, of course, clear out everything that's left from last year. Took about 15 minutes to weed out the bed. It's been raining here for 3 days. So weeding was pretty easy. Didn't get any help from Willow. She does like walking around and drinking out of the puddles that are in the garden though. This is everything that I took out of the bed. That's all going to go into compost. Now remember I was saying corn's a heavy feeder. So you want to set it up really well for the season. If I was growing corn here regularly, I would have probably added more compost and stuff at the end of the fall to really jack up the nutrients in here. This is standard, setup. This is where I would use the organic granular fertilizer. Anything that's cheap, on sale, fits your budget, go ahead and use that. That's what I recommend. You don't need anything fancy. I like using alfalfa pellets. They provide nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. They have a natural growth hormone, so they're good to use. It's also slow release, so this is going to really feed over the next 30 to 60 days. We're going to be using the water-soluble fertilizer to really provide the nutrients for the corn. Water-soluble means the corn can access the nutrients right away. Your dry organic granulars have to break down with microbes and be changed into a form that plants can use. That's why it's called slow release. So all I'm gonna do is take a nice heavy hand full of the alfalfa pellets. I have plenty of videos on there if you want to check out the videos on my channel. Please subscribe. And this is just gonna provide, look out Willow, move, come on. Step aside, no, don't eat that. She's never eaten the alfalfa. People worry that it's gonna attract animals and bring animals in. I've never had that happen in the 6 years that I've been here. But heavily handed, I just want to show you everything that I'm putting on here. And then after I work this into the soil, I'm gonna put some compost down across the top. And again, it's important. This is one of the keys to really having success with corn, is to really provide the nutrients it's gonna need for the whole growing season. One pet peeve, don't buy pressed metal hand shovels. They just don't have the strength, they're not worth it. I'm going to mix all this into about the top 4 inches of the soil, 10 centimeters. Corn and most of your plants get the nutrients from the top 6, 8, 10 inches, up to 10 to 25 centimeters. So you really want to get the nutrients there. The better quality hand shovel, and maybe, the depth of the blade. This is not really considered turning the soil and damaging all the microbes and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to work in your composts and your fertilizers into that top 4 inches. But I'm just gonna work it in like that throughout the whole bed. I'm also gonna be planting basil along the back and some cucumbers over there on the left. If I have time, I'll show you that. Work in the organic granular and you're almost ready for planting the seeds. Some planting strategy tips. So south is this way, west is that way. That's the sun you want. So when the southern sun is up or out and shining this way, I'm gonna start the corn being planted. I'll show you the spacing in a second. Back here. So as this corn grows, the shadow is gonna fall this way, which is into my path. And I'm gonna leave some room up front so that the corn doesn't shade it out for some basil. And then over on that side, I'm gonna actually put a cucumber plant, and that will get some southern sun. When the intense sun comes of the middle of the summer, the corn will shade out some of the cucumber plant, and that helps the cucumber plant when it's high heat times. But that's just a little bit of the strategy. So you just wanna be aware of wherever you put your corn when it's 6 feet tall, which way is the southern sun, western sun gonna drop the shadow. And for me, I want it to come over into this path. Spacing wise, standard spacing between seeds is like 8 to 12 inches and like 2.5 feet between rows. We're not doing that. So I'm doing 2 types of corn, which I forget what they are, but they're hybrids. It should grow pretty quickly, be ready a little bit earlier. Mix them together, and then I'm doing my seeds about every 6 inches. And we're gonna be overfeeding and overwatering these beds, not to the point that it harms the plants, but because we're planting so much corn, we're doing a dense planting of corn, that we want to really keep this bed fed, and that's how you can plant them more closely together. Corn is actually is a grass actually, so kind of a fun fact. Depth. One of the things that happen with corn is they need to send out anchor roots. It will fall over real easy. We get winds here regularly with our storms, 40 to 50 miles an hour. So you want to plant corn down a good 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep, 4 or 5 centimeters, so that they develop, the roots get down there, they'll develop nice anchors. Now, I've injured my shoulder, slight rotator cuff tear, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. But I'm gonna hammer in at some point or get some help putting in 1 post, 2 posts. I'm just gonna explain it rather than do it. 2 posts, 3 in that corner, 4 in that corner. And then I'm gonna run string all the way around, and then from that corner over to here, and I'm gonna do it twice. It's gonna be a 5-foot post that goes in, like the one you see like over there. By putting the string through there, it's gonna help support the corn if the wind comes so that it doesn't fall over and get damage at the roots. And I'll show you that in future videos. Please subscribe, because I'll show you how this is growing, how I'm taking care of it. It's not gonna get mulched right now. I'm gonna wait for the corn to get to a good probably 6 inches to a foot, 30 centimeters, and then I will mulch it. That will help conserve water, help it grow. But right now I want the warmth of the sun, everything just to warm the soil, get this corn growing. Putting down a layer of mulch is going to inhibit possibly the germination of the corn, because when it breaks the surface, it's going to have to go through the mulch, and it's probably not going to make it. So don't mulch right now. But all the corn is going to go in about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep, and that'll be the start of my corn bed. The corn is planted, again, 4-foot by 8-foot base. I'm on the side where I'm going to put in some basil. Cucumber's going to go right over there by the trellis. And I have, well, you can see, first of all the holes in the ground. That's the spacing for the corn, about 6 inches. 15 centimeters. And it's 7 times 13, and then there's a couple extra over here. So it's about 100 plantings of corn. So I'm gonna have 100 corn stalks right in this small space. Next step is to get my compost down. And if you're using bagged products, you just wanna make sure it's quality compost. It can be your own compost, of course, that's wonderful, it's free. Fully broken down, almost broken down, but we're gonna put down maybe 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters, just to get some across the surface. Corn, again, gonna keep stressing it. Heavy feeders, really likes to be watered regularly. When they're planted this closely together, they're gonna be competing with each other. So the way you reduce the competition is you give them more. So the shallow roots will enjoy the alfalfa or the organic granular, the compost we're putting down, and then when it comes to mulching, I'm gonna use my leaves that aren't fully broken down. That will also add some nutrients to the soil. But we're gonna use the water-soluble fertilizer today. I'll show you how I do that. And then again, please subscribe. I'll show you how I use it throughout the growing season of the corn to really give it the nutrients it needs. And I know that it's gonna grow. I've grown it before. I just have to get past those raccoons. Here's what it looks like from above if you just wanna see the spacing. And again, that's gonna be about 100 ears of corn. I'm only putting 1 seed per hole. If you're worried, you could put 2, thin it down to 1, but I'm just gonna go with 1. And whatever doesn't come up, like when most of the seeds have germinated, maybe the plants are 1 inch or something like that, I will use the extra corn and replant it wherever there wasn't germination or anything like that. But that's the spacing. 100 ears of corn, looking good, or 100 corn stalks, looking good. Big pile of leaf compost, some bag product that I use, it's local, some of mine underneath that. It's gonna be perfect. And again, maybe 1 inch, not quite that much, 2.5 centimeters. I don't wanna put a lot more depth over the corn. I also didn't fill in the holes. I'm just gonna let the compost do that. And I'm just gonna scatter it across the surface. Compost is spread out. If you feel like, or maybe you don't even have compost, but if you feel like the bed's not really holding enough nutrients, you could put down another layer of your organic granular. In this case, for me, it's the alfalfa, and just scatter it across the top, and you just leave it there. When we go to mulch later, that will get covered up, it'll stay moist, worms will eat it, break it down, microbes will get there. You're not gonna really cause, well, you're not gonna cause any harm by putting down extra organic granular. It just kind of is like a boost in a vitamin. It'll just sit there. Once it's mulched, again, it'll break down. Let's just finish up that space real quick. And just something like that, if you wanna put in the next layer. So next, I wanna show you just watering it in. If you're using alfalfa pellets, once it gets soaked, it expands and it breaks into like sawdust-like particles, so that's what you wanna do. It's been raining here for 3 days. I'm gonna show you how much I would typically water if it was just kind of dry, just so you get an idea. But theoretically, I don't need to water because it's just been so wet. So I'm just gonna soak down for the first watering, soak it down something like that. And I like showing this in real time because I always get lots of questions about watering. And what you're kind of imagining is that this water is seeping down at least to the depth where the corn is. The corn will swell up from the water. That's how seeds work. They swell out, right temperatures, they germinate. So I would just go through and make sure that the soil is well watered. I'd like to water it before, it doesn't matter that much, but when I'm using the water-soluble fertilizer, I like to put the water-soluble on after I do a big watering like this, just so I'm not rinsing it, deeper into the soil. Again, don't over worry about it. But this is generally, what the first watering would look like. The key with watering, and our temperatures have been crazy, 58 degrees last couple of days, 61 today. Before that, it was 90. You want to make sure you water your seeds, your germinated seeds, every other day for a good 10 to 14 days. Make sure you're giving them enough water so that they establish well. A very hot day, no clouds, can dry up that top 2 inches, 5 centimeters of the soil, and that can damage the germinating seeds just depending on how hot it is. So sometimes we forget to water frequently. So every other day, 10 to 14 days, the corn will be rooting out first before you see it break the surface. The roots will be, established well enough that you can reduce the watering. And the final step is the first feeding with the water-soluble fertilizer. Again, water-soluble means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium is in a form the plants can use right away. Now, of course, nothing's germinated. There's no root system, so I'm not gonna do much more than just do a quick pour. First of all, any water-soluble fertilizer is fine. And I'm just gonna do a quick pour down the surface like that. Just knowing, or just for me to know, that I've gotten the N, P, and K in a water-soluble form into the ground. And I would, of course, do the other side. Just FYI, the reason you make a raised bed maximum 4 feet long is because your arms are 2 feet. So from this side, I can water here or tend, and then I go to the other side, I can water, tend, whatever, but I never have to step into the bed. So I'm gonna do the other side. This guy's good to go for now. I'm gonna feed it again when the corn's about 6-8 inches tall. Again, mid-growth. I'm gonna do some top dressing. So again, subscribe, I'll show you how I take care of the corn. I don't know, 4th or 5th time. They are heavy feeders. We're planting them much more closely together in our home garden. So we really have to feed them and keep them watered. Put the basil in. Again, I'm on the south side now. That'll get plenty of light. I have regular basil, Thai basil, lemon basil in there. Dropped in my cucumber plant. You do 1 or 2 per trellis, but I just want 1. Rest of the water-soluble fertilizer went down. Corn bed is planted. I should see something in the next 7 to 10 days. And again, please subscribe. I'll show you how I take care of this bed and also how I take care of the entire garden. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. Sell tomato and pepper seeds, $1.75 a pack. All other seeds are only $1.50. And right now, over the next 2 weeks, I'm really going to be pulling out all the cool weather crops and getting my summer crops in. Thanks for watching.